Finally, we have a 3-channel true 4K dashcam that records both front and rear in 4K and both using Sony's Starvis 2 sensor. In this video, I'll cover what features are worth having in the 70mm 4K T800 dashcam and what could be improved, along with some bugs I found. You will get to see the following features in action: video quality, real-world AI parking mode testing, find out how long parking mode can last using only the car battery, ADAS, and more. Is the 70mm 4K T800 dashcam worth it? Let's dig in. Frakking Creations, showing you the good stuff. A quick disclaimer that 70mm sent us this dashcam kit for free to review. These are my honest opinions and real-world tests of this dashcam. 70mm 4K T800 video quality. Everyone is obsessed with dashcam video quality, and rightly so. You want to be able to make out the details in the video if an emergency happens or if someone vandalizes your car. I have to say that the 4K T800 does not disappoint. The video quality from the front 4K camera is stunning. At 4K 32 kilobits per second at 30 frames per second, this dashcam does a good job not over-processing the image. Things look sharp and clean-cut. Colors are vibrant and well-balanced. When reviewing all the test footage of this dashcam, I also noticed that the audio is crisp and clear. Here is some dynamic zoom footage of license plates. With the higher resolution, you can see the license plate number farther away than you would at lower resolutions, so this is a plus. And for comparison, here I am driving in early evening. Like a lot of other dashcams, details at night will not be as good as in daytime video. For the rear camera, we have similar results from the 4K Starvis 2 sensor. Image quality is slightly reduced due to the lower bitrate of 29 kilobits per second at 30 frames per second. The video still looks quite sharp and vibrant otherwise. Note that there is darker window tint on the rear window. It looks like the window tint could be muting out the colors a little. Plus, the dirt on it is showing more visibly in the video under direct sunlight or at night from the street lights. In the cabin, the interior camera is at full HD. Even at only full HD, the image quality is still pretty good. Bitrate is 13 kilobits per second at 30 frames per second. The third camera inside the cabin is good to have if you need cabin recordings, and it can be useful for parking mode too because you get more video coverage around the vehicle. I will cover more on the AI parking mode later, including how 70mm could improve it, so look out for that if parking mode is one of the reasons you want this dashcam. Another good thing about this dashcam kit is that it comes with a 512GB microSD card. This is great, but also needed because the files for the front and rear dashcam are quite large. My estimates for how many hours of footage this memory card can hold for this dashcam is about 14 to 15 hours. For each minute of video, the dashcam uses about 526 megabytes of storage for driving mode videos, 229 megabytes for the front video file, 206 megabytes for the rear, and 91 megabytes for the cabin. Rough calculations give about 904 minutes, which is 15 hours. If you need more, you are out of luck since 512 gigabytes is the largest supported capacity. Though 15 hours should be more than enough for driving mode recording, which is what most people will be using this dashcam for. For parking mode, since the dashcam won't be recording all the time, this shouldn't be too big an issue unless you park for several days and have a dashcam battery pack. 4K T800 Parking Mode, Impact, AI Motion, Timelapse. If you watched any of our previous dashcam review videos, then you know that parking mode is one of the features I love most about dashcams and must test. You will need to get the available hardwiring kit and use it for the dashcam install if you want the dashcam to record video when the vehicle is turned off. Find out more on dashcams and parking modes in our other video here. This 4K T800 dashcam has a different take on parking mode. There are 3 parking modes to select from: collision detection, AI motion detection, and time lapse. The AI motion detection parking mode is an interesting idea, but I put all 3 to the test anyway. This is where I think there could be some improvements and where I found a few bugs. One important thing I need to point out is that after I finished all my testing, and as I am working on the post-production editing of this video, a new firmware version came out for the 4K T800. This could have fixed some or all of the issue I am about to present. So not all issues may still be relevant, and as expected, a good dashcam brand will always provide regular updates to fix issues with their dashcams. Good to see here for 70 mi. The 4K T800 uses AI for motion detection. This means not all motion is recorded. I found that it was interesting what the AI decided to record and what it didn't. I would be interested to know what the AI was trained to record. Without that info, it is kind of a guessing game. There are times where it didn't record when I would have expected it to. I know AI would be great for ignoring things like rain or snow or tree branches moving in the background, for example, but my testing focused on detecting people. In this test, I walk by and no AI motion recordings are made. This scenario isn't necessarily an issue since you may not be interested in someone just walking by, and the AI deciding not to record could be working as expected. For me, I prefer to have more footage instead of less, so I would have wanted any person walking by to be recorded. Note that I have the motion sensitivity set to ultra high. Then I test it by pretending to hit the vehicle without actually hitting it because I only want to trigger an AI motion event and not an impact event. The AI motion detection correctly detected and recorded this. But I do notice that it doesn't always detect this. I also test pretending to scratch the car and it did detect and record this. Again, not all the time. There are times when I stand in front of the car and it will detect and record, which is good since it could be considered suspicious behavior. But again, it doesn't record this scenario consistently. Overall, I can't tell what the AI will choose to record or not record, and I find that it does sometimes start recording a little too late. For me personally, I don't like AI for dashcams, and I mean from any brand of dashcam. At the current state of AI, I think AI is a little overrated. I think the AI in dashcams can be fooled and sometimes get things wrong. For the 4K T800, the AI could be improved, and this is something that 70 mi can easily fix through a future firmware update. It's possible that the latest update addresses some or all of these issues already. My wish for this dashcam is that in a future update, I would like to see 70 mi add a feature for standard motion detection with zones I can enable or disable. I personally prefer that over AI motion detection. Oh, and make the parking mode recordings buffered too. Even though I don't like AI motion detection, it may be just right for you. If you do use the AI motion detection parking mode, you will want to turn on the time-lapse recording too. Time-lapse for the 4K T800 can work in parallel to the other parking modes. This is an interesting take on time-lapse. Usually for other dashcams, time-lapse will only record time-lapse all the time. But the 70 mi will switch from time-lapse to either AI motion event or impact event recording mode as necessary. So this is quite useful. When the AI motion event or impact event is finished recording, it will switch back to time-lapse parking mode. This is a little safeguard that will give you some footage recorded in case the AI motion or impact detection does not detect anything and aren't recording. I also noticed a few bugs in the parking mode that 70 mi will want to fix if they haven't already. The first bug is that when both AI motion detection and time-lapse are enabled, it might not be switching modes fast enough. I've seen it take 4 to 7 seconds to switch modes, and in that time, no video is recorded. Here, the dashcam was in time-lapse mode, and it stopped recording at 8:58:39. I would have expected AI motion mode to take over at 8:58:40, but instead it started at 8:58:44. That's 5 seconds later. Luckily, this type of issue can easily be fixed in a future update, so I hope 70 mi is listening. My second issue, and I'm not 100% sure of this, but it doesn't look like the AI motion detection is active on all cameras. I can't seem to get the rear camera or cabin camera to record based on AI motion detection. This could be as designed or a bug. I would expect that AI motion detection is available for all cameras and not only on the front camera. Maybe I'm not testing it properly, but if this is a defect, I would like to see it fixed as well. Now that we know what the parking mode of the 4K T800 can do, let's take a look at the power usage when in parking mode. This is important because the dashcam will use power from the car battery, and to protect the battery, it has to shut down when the charge level gets too low. Up next, I will give an example estimate of how many hours this dashcam can run for most people. First, I will need to know how much power the dashcam actually uses. The results of my 6-hour test show that the dashcam uses 2.6 amp hours of capacity from the car battery. Based on that, the 4K T800 uses charge at an average rate of about 0.433 amps. This is high, but isn't as high as some Blackview dashcams that can be in the range of over 0.6 amps. 0.2 amps or lower would be ideal. Do note that in this test, all 3 parking modes are enabled and all 3 cameras are also enabled for parking mode, of which 2 are in 4K. This configuration uses the most power. What does this mean in the real world? Let's assume a car battery with a capacity of 50 amp hours. For comparison, cell phone batteries are in the range of around 4 amp hours. We will assume that most people's car battery is at 60% state of charge. To prevent damaging the car battery, you don't want to go below 50%. So to be safe, we use 55% as the state of charge we don't want to go below. This leaves 5% state of charge for parking mode use. 5% of 50 amp hours is 2.5 amp hours of charge capacity for parking mode use. At a rate of 0.433 amps, the 70mm 4K T800 will theoretically give us about 5.8 hours of parking mode using the car battery. When I set the cutoff voltage of the Hardwire cable to 12.1 volts, I was able to get about 11 hours. This is because my battery was at a higher starting state of charge when parking mode was started. So depending on your battery's condition and charge level, you could get more or less. If you don't drive much or have an old battery, or are in colder climates, you might want to use the higher cutoff voltage setting of 12.4 volts to be safe. This will ensure your car battery won't die on you, but also mean the dashcam will not run for as long in parking mode. The good thing about the 4K T800 is that it does allow you to customize power use by individually enabling or disabling cameras or parking modes to use. Doing this can reduce power draw, and if the dashcam uses less power, you will get longer parking mode runtime. Here are some power readings that I recorded for the front camera only, front and cabin, front and rear, and all 3 cameras recording. Note that these readings are with Impact, AI Motion, and Timelapse all enabled. 4K T800 Impact Detection. An important feature of dashcams is the ability to detect an impact. Whether the dashcam is in driving mode or parking mode, a large enough impact should get the dashcam to lock the current video so that it doesn't get overwritten and can be easily be found later. Watch our video on how dashcams work for more in-depth explanation on this. Let's start with the wake-up time for parking mode impact detection. When an impact event happens, a dashcam has to wake up to start recording. The top parking mode dashcams take about 1 second to wake up and start recording. The 70mm 4K T800 takes about 3.5 to 4 seconds to wake up and start recording when an impact is detected. This means that you will miss some of the action after an impact event happens. 4 seconds is a lot of time. Also, the 4K T800 does not seem to be using buffered recordings for parking mode, so it won't capture video of the scene before the impact event as shown in this example simulation. I do like that the 4K T800 has settings from ultra low all the way to ultra high for impact sensitivity. This many levels allows for fine-tuning how sensitive you want impacts to be detected and how many false detections you are willing to put up with. But from my testing, it appears like the sensitivity of the sensors needs to be recalibrated to be more sensitive. Even at ultra-high sensitivity for impact detection, I found it not to be sensitive enough in parking mode. For example, I have another dashcam set to high sensitivity and the 4K T800 set to ultra-high in parking mode. Here, I hit the windshield lightly and the other dashcam detects it and we hear the beep, while the 70mm did not detect the impact. I would expect ultra-high to be even more sensitive than a high sensitivity setting. Additionally, in driving mode, the dashcam rarely makes an emergency impact recording even at ultra-high setting. Normally for other dashcams, I get more false detections when I have it set to the highest sensitivity. In this test, I can get the other dashcam to trigger an impact event even though it is set to low sensitivity. That's the beep you hear when I hit it. For the 70mm 4K T800, I can't even get it to detect an impact by physically hitting the dashcam directly and set to ultra high. This should be an easy fix for 70mm. 4K T800 UP06 Hardwire Kit. Most people install a dashcam using the 12V USB adapter for a simpler install. If you want to enable parking mode on any dashcam, you typically have to hardwire it to the vehicle. Watch our video on hardwire installs if you need more info on that. The optional hardwire kit that you can get separately for the 4K T800 is upgraded over the original 70mm hardwire cable. This one allows you to select one of three voltage cutoffs to use: 12.4 volts, 12.1 volts, and 11.8 volts. The old cable only cut off at 11.8 volts, which is quite low and could cause problems for car batteries that are older or weak. It's good that this new hardwire cable allows two higher settings for you to choose from. Most importantly for this kit is that it is complete and comes with all the fuse tabs and fuses you would need for your install. The hardwire cable also includes a voltage meter to give you an idea of where your battery is at, voltage-wise. This can be useful to know if your battery is too low to power parking mode and if it needs more charging. 4K T800 build quality. When you look at the dashcam installed, it has a very sleek look. I like this design. For my install, I also used some vinyl wrap to help block direct heat of the sun from hitting most of the dashcam. It definitely gives it a stealthier look. Good stuff. The front camera has a sturdy build quality and you really do get what you pay for. The front camera lens looks like it is housed in a solid metal housing. The rotatable cabin camera looks good, is solid, and rotates smoothly. The buttons have a nice feel when pressed. The rear camera feels a little light, but also feels well built. Overall, the form factor and design are nicely executed. This does feel like a premium dashcam. 4K T800 App. When you buy an expensive dashcam, you better get what you pay for. And this includes the app. I have to say that the app's implementation is excellent. It is fast, responsive, and easy to use. I love that once you Bluetooth pair your phone to the dashcam, connecting to it is seamless. No need to press any button on the dashcam to enable Wi-Fi. You just click connect in the app and it connects. I do think that it was a little annoying to have to create an account in order to use the app. It would be nice to have an option to just use it without having to create an account and logging in. Settings are easy to find and update. The most important feature is playback. I love when dashcam apps are made well for responsiveness and for finding footage easily, and where playback is fast. I always appreciate a dashcam app that can allow easy scrubbing of the time bar. It makes reviewing footage much faster. The only complaint here is that I would like to see pinch zoom implemented. Downloading is also fast, especially for a 200 plus megabyte file using Wi-Fi 6 at 5 GHz. 4K T800 UI and LCD screen. The UI on the dashcam is fast and easy to use. All the settings found in the app are also here. It's easy to change settings and bring up footage. Playback does not allow for scrubbing the time bar, so if you need that, use the app. The LCD screen is pretty sharp and not too bad when viewed in person. 4K T800 ADAS. There are 3 advanced driver assistance system features I tested: front collision warning, lane departure warning, and pedestrian warning. It's good that you can turn all of these ADAS features off or set them individually. One way to improve would be to allow setting the sensitivity for each as well, so that you can have the warnings earlier or later. You can enable real scene annotation to overlay and see what the AI is detecting, which is pretty cool to see in action. Just don't watch it while you're driving. I found the front vehicle collision warnings to be pretty good for most of the time. Only sometimes was it a little late and other times it was a little early. The pedestrian warning can be useful in parking lots or residential streets where someone can jump out from between vehicles. I would like to see it warn a little earlier and maybe detect a little farther out, to the sides of the vehicle too. This will be useful especially when a person is outside the driver's direct line of sight. I found the lane departure to be pretty good. It properly detected lane departures and warned on that. 4K T800 Voice Control. Of all the voice controls the 4K T800 has, two are the most useful for me. Take photo and record video. These allow me to do a manual emergency recording without having to reach over to the dashcam and find and press a button while driving. After all the testing, I have to say that it's nice to finally have a dashcam that is true 4K for both the front and rear camera. This 70mm does not disappoint with its image quality and 3-camera setup. For now, one of my new daily dashcams for driving mode. For parking mode, I do think that 70mm made a really good effort in trying to create a parking mode that will only record useful footage and can last longer. We saw that there are some improvements that can be made, and if 70mm chooses to, it will only result in a better dashcam. Everything else was nicely implemented, and this really is a top-tier dashcam. You do get what you pay for. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like and share the video to help us grow. Give us some feedback in the comments and subscribe for more good stuff to come.